Hello everybody, my name is Connor and I'm here with the worst camera angle I've ever attempted. I did try and do the kind of above camera angle, but I just could not get it right, so this is the only video I did at this tournament with that camera angle, and I think we're going to stick to the POVs for a bit until I can get that figured out a little better. But let's hop into this game. I did speed it up because the camera angle's bad, but my opponent is playing Belo Betty, which is, I think, a really fun leader. Gonna get even better. They Betty search and they get a Ivankov, one of the Ivankovs. We go ahead and leader ability, and I think we get another we get Nugget off the top of our deck. I think that's a Pilaf going to the bottom. Which, honestly, as I mentioned, as a former Nami player, I hate to see it. Hate to not use Pilaf. It is so satisfying. But for this turn, my opponent decides to go ahead and swing everything on Betty, and seeing as there is leader Betty coming at me, I decide to counter out, and I take the leader Betty. Just didn't really want to take 2 hits there. And yeah, so we're at 4 Dawn, and with 4 Dawn, I think our play is probably, if we have it, Pilaf, leader ability, and Pilaf. But I put something at the bottom of the deck. It looks like we have a King deal. I'm getting in this matchup. I think my goal is to get counters and keep board somewhat clear. That's what I'm aiming for. And here we are getting counters. We ended up swinging 6 into 0 on the Betty because of leader ability. Yes, overkill, but I was afraid of Betty's triggers. I always am. Every time I play Betty, I'm afraid to swing into their life. But they end up playing out the Ivankov, and this is the, I want to say it's 06 Ivankov, if I remember correctly, which I probably don't. That lets you grab another, or no, it lets you play out another Revolutionary Army character, and he just checked. It doesn't say that you can't grab the other Ivankov. So, pretty good there. I'm getting 2 Ivankovs on the board. I know both of the Ivankov cards are pretty good, probably some of the better cards in the Revolutionary Army package, I would say, at least until maybe next set. But the 5k swing gets countered out with Kingdu, and he passes turn. And my opponent's board is starting to look scary, because if you don't know what Betty's ability is, she can give 3k to 3 characters, which, I mean, those Ivankovs are already 5-6k, so 3k to that is painful. So we go ahead and we minus the older Ivankov by 2 after leader ability Ying. Is that the past tense? Past tense plural? I don't know. I need to brush up on my grammar. We swing 6. He takes no trigger. Oh, it's a good day when Betty doesn't get triggers. And we use Marco to pop the Ivankov, since they were a 5k body. We minus them, making them a 3k. Simple math, very fun. And we, of course, go ahead and pass our turn. Now, I have a decent amount of cards in hand, but all I can see in my hand is Otama right now. And I don't even have my opponent's hand on the field, so, oh my goodness. And then my opponent plays out another Ivankov, playing out the Rush Inazuma. That is scary. Definitely very scary. There is the Rush. This is the Rush Inazuma. I know there is a Banish Inazuma, which is also very scary, but I digress a bit here. Leader abilitying. They trash the Lindholm, I believe is their name, and buff them all by 3k, which this is a brutal turn. Yes, there's only 2 of his characters that can attack since he played the middle Ivankov this turn. But I don't have a ton of counters in my hand at this point, and I'm hurting already. So the 6k swing comes in, and looking at his board, he's got a lot higher power characters coming. So I'm like, I have to counter out of the 6k swing. I give him our favorite 2k, Mr. Kingdu. He swings, I can't even count that high. I think Inazuma's like a 6, so like a 10k swing, I think. And I think we get Vista here, if I remember correctly. Yep, that looks like a Vista. And to counter out of the Ivankov swing, that's like a 10s, yeah, that's a 9, excuse me, 6, 3, 9. So we give him 2 2Ks and a Vista, which is, I mean, that hurts. That's 3 cards. That's 2 2Ks. That's massive. But I didn't want to go down to 1 life at this point. But I'm hoping that I can clear board right here and kind of get back in the game. Just kind of depending on how things go. So we go ahead. I'm looking at my Dawn. I would have really loved to have Rush Ace here. And actually, I think I mentioned that 7-drop Rush Ace, like, oh, like, he'll get dropped when the starter that comes out. I'm seeing a lot of Marco lists that run both Rush Aces, and I'm honestly living for it. I really like the 7-drop Rush Ace. I think it's a great card. Wouldn't mind running more in my list, but this list is a little too tight to fit more in. But anyway, tapping 3 to get the peel off down, getting the Newgate we put at the top, and there I go to put my Dawn in the trash, remembering, oh no, it's not the Dawn, it's peel off, whoopsies. Having a bit of a blonde moment there. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to clear board with... It's tough. I think I actually might miss math here. So Ivankov is down to, what is that, 4? I think with the Marco lead. Yeah, I think I missed math. Which is interesting because I read the Fire Fist like 6 times, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I end up swinging 7 at the Ivankov with Marco. And unless that Inazuma's 4K. But he ends up countering out, giving me the 2 cards. So I decide to swing 7 with leader Marco at Ivankov and letting that go. And then I tap 2 here. And I'm reading Fire Fist, and I minus the Inazuma. And I'm okay, I don't think I missed math. I think I need to check how much power that Inazuma has. But yeah, since I'm at 2 life, that goes away. It might be a 4K. I thought it was a 5K, but it might be a 4K body, which would explain why he put the extra Dawn on it. But anyway, back to the game. Sorry about that. I'm not super familiar with the Betty list. I haven't played a Betty in a hot minute, so it was really fun to play Betty, at least until I saw Karasu. I fucking hate Karasu. No, I think Karasu's a nasty card. Can be very... If you're playing a Revolutionary Army set and you see the Karasus, dude, it is painful. But, so not only do they have Karasu now, but they also have the Banish Inazuma, which I'm like, I have to get counter. I will be hitting 9 Dawn or 10 Dawn next turn, so... he swings 5 into the Marco, which he used Karasu to drop to 5. And I do end up letting Marco go. I don't think I have a ton of counter in my hand. I remember being very low on counter at this point and deciding, like, I need to protect my life. And yeah, so I'm trying to decide, do I want to counter or do I want to take it? Because it's a lot of cards, but I do end up countering with the 2Ks. I think it was 2 2Ks, and I pass turn, and I get Red Rock, and I'm like, that's not what I need. It's so infuriating because I feel like when I need a Red Rock, or when I get Red Rock, I need Gravity Blade, and when I need Gravity Blade, I get Red Rock. So I put Red Rock in the list for like a lot of large bodies, like Geckos and Jack and things like that. I think that this meta is more geared towards larger bodies from what I've seen and what I feel, but yeah, don't know about that. So we're trying to decide what our play is. I didn't get a chance to see what we put on top. We put something on top, but we do have 9 Dawn. We swing the 6 into the, I believe that's the 4K Ivankov, and we get a body off board, which is great. Marco ability, so good for that. Yeah, okay, so we Sanji into we Sanji into Rayleigh. You know what, I think I remember. I was gonna Sanji into Newgate, and then we top decked the Rayleigh, and I was like, I can pop Karasu and minus this guy and kind of get back in the game. So that's what we do, and I'm feeling I'm feeling like that's a pretty good play. Of course, we finally, you guys can see I do run Rayleighs, I swear. I only run 2. I wouldn't mind upping it to 3, but I don't know what I would drop. I wouldn't even mind upping it to 4, but I'm too broke for that. Hashtag, check out my playmat shop. I'm kidding. The Morley comes down. Morley being played off of the Ivankov. A pretty scary card. Just knowing that you can't, that he's unblockable at a certain point. I mean, with Betty, it's so easy to make him unblockable. Another Banish Inazuma. This is a scary board. I'm like, he's got 3 life. I need to see Ace to maybe win, maybe. But they go ahead and they buff the Inazuma there, I believe. And pass turn, I think? I'm not sure. I know, this is the commentary you guys all are here for, right? So we get what looks like a Vista or a Newgate. I cannot tell this angle, dude. I tried something. Oh, we get Marco. Okay, that's not bad. I don't know if I'd want to play Marco right here. I do end up minusing one of the Banish Inazumas. And at this point, like, I can't clear board. I assume at this point I've kind of bottom decked realistically, I think if I still had the red rock, would it have been worth? It might have been worth. I don't know. Tell me if you guys think this play is awful. It might have been worth bottom decking, popping one of the Banish Ivankovs with Marco, and then playing red rock to bottom deck the other. But he ends up taking the 2 swings that we throw at him, getting more cards in his hand, definitely making it tricky. I do end up popping one of the, what is that? The Inazumas, that's what they're called. And I do have a blocker Dofi in hand, I can see, but yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to decide, do I swing? Do I block her up? Yeah, and I feel like I need to swing first. I think the big choice is between the Marco and the Dofi blocker. So I swing the 7 at lead, or at opponent, and he ends up taking, and I'm like, God, I wish I had Rush Ace. We do end up dropping the Dofi, kind of sorting through our life, seeing if I can get something. I end up putting Sanji on the top because my thought is if I can make it there, I have Newgate. I have the Newgate. I think I mentioned this almost every video, but one of the things I really need to work on is knowing when to block and when to counter, when to, yeah. And, so here's the fun story. My opponent plays out Dragon, and I was like, he had no cards in hand before that turn, and I was like, did you top deck Dragon? And he was like, no, and I was like, it was your last life, wasn't it? And he was like, yep. So, if I did not swing with leader, my opponent would not have Dragon for this turn, and I think with Dragon, and just being able to move that Dawn around, and leader ability, I'm like, he top deck, he got Dragon and I lost, like, probably should have kept him at 1 life. I don't really know if there's like, I know with a Nell, you don't swing if you can't get him to, like, 2-0. You don't swing if he, can leader ability. Things like that. I don't know if there's a, like, notable rule like that, for most things, but, he swings 5, I counter out. I end up taking this hit, the Ivankov hit there. He does buff up the... See, okay, so I should have blocked the Banish hit. I end up taking it. And then Morley, yeah, no. I mean, I don't think there was any way I could have gotten out of that, but blocking the Banish hit would have been a better play, for sure. I don't know what I was doing there. But, yeah, I think getting the Dragon really sucked. I think we were doing okay, though. I think we had some misplays, but I think we were keeping it pretty okay. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there, guys. I promise I won't do that angle again. I do have some other ideas for content, as far as like unique content that I'm hoping I can do. Work is just kind of killing all my drive to be fun and creative, but hey, you know, that's what being an adult is. But I know about that. You guys get it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button down below. Helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.